This video is about Angel Densetsu and its central character, Saikiro Kitano, a protagonist built entirely on contradiction. From the very first glance, the series presents a clash so extreme it feels almost unreal. Kitano looks like a living nightmare, yet behaves with a gentleness that borders on fragile. His story is not driven by ambition, power, or victory, but by a quiet desire to coexist peacefully in a world that refuses to see him as anything other than a threat. At its core, this is a character study about judgment, perception, and the painful gap between who someone is and who the world believes them to be. From this point forward, what matters isn't a name, but an idea. A human being whose face tells one story while the heart tells another. A presence that triggers fear before a single word is spoken. This isn't just a narrative device, it's a mirror held up to society itself. Because the moment people encounter something that looks dangerous, they stop asking questions. They stop listening. They decide first and understand later, if at all. What's unsettling is how effortlessly fear replaces thought. Sharp features become evidence. Silence becomes intent. Existence alone becomes a crime. And once that judgment is formed, it hardens quickly. No explanation feels strong enough to undo it. No kindness feels loud enough to compete with an image already burned into the mind. Beneath that terrifying shell exists someone painfully aware of how they are perceived. Every flinch, every avoided gaze, every tense silence is noticed. Instead of rebelling against this image, there is an attempt to soften it. Careful speech, lowered eyes, constant apologies for simply being present. There's a belief that kindness, repeated patiently, might eventually outweigh fear. But the world doesn't reward patience. Authority begins to form where none was sought. Obedience replaces understanding. Fear grants influence, but strips away connection. People stand close not out of trust, but out of survival. Loyalty becomes a misunderstanding, and respect becomes distance disguised as admiration. And the cruel irony is this: the more people fear, the lonelier the feared becomes. What hurts most is not the isolation, it's the self-blame. Instead of questioning society's reaction, the blame turns inward. If they're afraid, it must be my fault. That thought alone reveals a vulnerability far deeper than any physical threat. This is someone who doesn't see themselves as misunderstood, but as inherently burdensome. And that mindset shapes everything. There is no bitterness here. No desire for revenge. No corruption by the power others project onto them. Even when fear could be exploited, it isn't. Power is treated like something dangerous, something to avoid using. That restraint is not weakness. It is moral clarity. Slowly, quietly, cracks begin to form in the illusion. Not through speeches or confrontations, but through moments that don't align with expectation. A sincere gesture. An unexpected reaction. Compassion where cruelty was assumed. These moments don't erase fear, but they complicate it. And once doubt enters, perception can no longer remain comfortable. What stands out most is the response to genuine kindness. It feels foreign. Almost unreal. As if being seen, even briefly, is an exception rather than a right. That reaction alone says more about the world than about the individual receiving it. This is where the story becomes deeply philosophical. It asks whether identity is something we possess, or something assigned to us. Whether we are defined by our intentions, or by how others interpret our existence. It exposes how easily society confuses fear with understanding, and how rarely we pause to question the stories we tell ourselves about others. And here's the most powerful part: there is no transformation into something more acceptable. No reinvention. No shedding of softness to survive. The gentleness remains unchanged. The world shifts instead. Slowly. Reluctantly. Unevenly. That choice matters. Because it suggests that growth doesn't always come from becoming stronger. It can come from refusing to become harder. From preserving kindness in an environment that mistakes it for weakness. From enduring misunderstanding without letting it rewrite who you are. In a genre obsessed with domination and power, This story offers something rarer: quiet courage. The kind that doesn't announce itself. The kind that survives. And maybe that's the real question this story leaves us with, long after it ends. How many people do we fear, label, or avoid? Not because they are monsters, but because we never took the time to look past the surface and recognize the angel standing there?